gasoline I smell?
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you all are doing amazing as always, and it's me, Joe, as always, and welcome to another edition of Monday's Killer News, where I talk about stuff that happened in the world of horror in the past week, and I talk about stuff that I found interesting. And today I want to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's. This is the new Blumhouse movie based on all those Five Nights at Freddy's video games, right? So that's essentially what I'm going to be talking about today, because we got the release date for this movie, and it is like more than interesting. So I'm gonna read you a bit from an Instagram post from Blumhouse that they obviously released on Instagram a few days ago. Universal Pictures will release Blumhouse's Five Nights at Freddy's on Friday, October 27th, 2023 wide. The film will also premiere day and date with theatrical on Peacock. About Five Nights at Freddy's. Can you survive 5 nights? The terrifying horror game phenomenon becomes a blood-chilling cinematic event as Blumhouse, the producer of Megan, The Black Phone, and The Invisible Man, brings Five Nights at Freddy's to the big screen. The film follows a troubled security guard as he begins working at Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. While spending his first night on the job, he realizes the night shift at Freddy's won't be so easy to make it through. Starring Josh Hutcherson from the Hunger Games franchise, Matthew Lillard, Elizabeth Lyle, Kit Connor Sterling, and others. So, yeah, guys, so this is essentially it. And the release date, this is very strange, okay? So this movie will release in theaters on October 27th, right? But on the same day, the movie will release on Peacock. So you'll be able to watch the movie day one on Peacock. And this is bad, okay? I'm gonna say it straight up. This is bad. I already, talked about this when I did, videos on Halloween Ends, and when they revealed that Halloween Ends is gonna be available on Peacock day one. This is bad, okay? Now, what this means? This essentially means that they just don't believe in the movie. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is what they think, And I'm not saying the movie is gonna be bad, because, for example, the same thing happened with, for example, last year with Halloween Ends and also the Firestarter remake. So, it doesn't automatically means that the movie is bad, but it definitely means that it's not as good as it should be, Because this is, again, a really weird strategy, especially nowadays when there's no pandemic going on anymore, right? So people can go and see the movie in theaters, right? So this just tells me that this is not going to be a good movie, And because if they really believed in this movie and they would think that they have like a really good movie on their hands, they wouldn't release it the same day on Peacock. I guarantee you that, So this is not really good, and it is something that is definitely worrying, to say at least. Now, I'm still excited to see this movie, obviously, but I mean, there's still Matthew Lillard in the movie. There are some cool animatronics in the movie, so definitely something that, I'm excited about. But overall, I am really worried about Five Nights at Freddy's, and I don't know how this movie is gonna end up. Hopefully, it's gonna be good. Hopefully, it won't be bad, or, at least, hopefully, it will be like watchable. That that you'll enjoy the movie if you are the fan of the video games, and you'll appreciate all the Easter eggs and everything. So hopefully it's gonna be passable at least. So again, I don't want to say that this movie is gonna be bad or awful, but the fact that they are releasing the movie the same day on Peacock, it's worrying. It's really worrying, and it is something that again happened with Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends, the last year's Firestarter remake. And I'm not saying that those are bad movies, but they are at least controversial, right? Not all people loved Halloween Kills, not all people loved Halloween Ends, right? And the Firestarter remake was very mediocre. So I think that we can expect a mediocre movie with Five Nights at Freddy's. But I'm still excited. I'm not saying that it's gonna be, a mediocre movie. It might be amazing, but the fact that, Blumhouse and Universal Pictures, they decided to release it the same day on Peacock, it's worrying, man. It's really worrying, and it is something that, sort of like gives you this sort of thing to think about, essentially. You're like, so they're releasing it the same day on Peacock. Oh my god, what happened? Hopefully the movie is gonna be good. Now, another thing that is sort of like kind of worrying is that this movie is releasing on October 27th, and this is the same day that the new Saw X will be releasing. The 10th Saw movie is actually releasing on October 27th, so it's gonna be Five Nights at Freddy's versus Saw, which I think that's gonna be interesting to see, like what movie will win the box office, for example. But this is just I wasn't expecting it, to be honest. I was expecting, because let's be honest, like Five Nights at Freddy's, like a lot of people know about this, a lot of people know about the games, they know about the lore, and they are excited to see this movie. So it's really weird that Universal is like, you know what, let's release it the same day on Peacock. It's just it just like gives me sort of like, it's a bad sign, essentially. It's a really bad sign that this movie is releasing the same day on Peacock, just because this was the release strategy Universal did for many mediocre movies, like the Firestarter remake last year, or Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. And again, I know some people love those movies, some people hate those movies, but all I'm saying is that they are not movies that are, universally loved. So it's definitely a bit worrying, but hopefully the movie is gonna end up being good, because again, you have the cool animatronics in the movie, Matthew Lillard is in the movie, a lot of cool stuff is in the movie, so hopefully it's gonna end up being a good movie. Anyway, guys, that is essentially it for today. I just found it really interesting that this movie is gonna be releasing the same day on Peacock. It's really strange, but let me know your thoughts about this down below, guys. What do you think? And are you even excited for a Five Nights at Freddy's horror movie? Anyway, guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Take care as always, and bye.